What if I told you that peace, true peace, does not come from doing more or having more? It comes from letting go, from slowing down, from paying attention to the quiet, ordinary things we once overlooked. As we get older, many of us begin to feel it, that longing for simplicity, for calm, for moments that feel real and not rushed. But the world we live in keeps telling us to keep going, to keep buying, to keep filling our days and our homes with more and more and more. But somewhere far across the ocean, the Japanese have been living differently for centuries, with a quiet wisdom that says, less can be more, stillness can be strength, and a life lived with intention is a life well lived. Today, I want to gently walk with you through 10 beautiful, life-giving habits from Japanese culture. These are not trends. These are time-tested ways of living that can bring more peace, clarity, and meaning to your days, especially in this season of life. Each habit is simple, gentle, and deeply human. And you do not have to change everything all at once. You just need to begin. One small step, one small breath, one small choice to create space for what truly matters. So take a deep breath, let your shoulders soften, and join me on this journey toward a more peaceful life, because you deserve it, now more than ever. Habit 1. Danshari. Letting go with grace. Letting go is not always easy, especially as we grow older. The things we own begin to feel like chapters of our story. A teacup from a late spouse, a sweater from a trip long past, a drawer full of old photos, receipts, and memories. We hold on to these items not because we need them, but because they remind us of who we were, who we loved, and what we have been through. In Japanese culture, there is a beautiful practice called Danshari. It is made of 3 parts. First, Dan, which means to refuse unnecessary things. Second, Sha, which means to dispose of what no longer serves you. And finally, Ri, which means to separate yourself from attachment. But this is not cold or heartless. It is deeply respectful. Danshari teaches us to let go with intention, to thank the items we no longer need, and to understand that memories do not live in things. They live in us. As we age, the weight of clutter becomes more than just physical. It becomes emotional. The more we hold on to, the harder it becomes to move freely, both in our homes and in our minds. That is why this habit can be so freeing. Letting go does not mean forgetting. It means making room for light, for movement, for peace. Imagine walking into a room that feels open and calm, where every object has a place and a purpose, where nothing tugs at your attention or makes you feel guilty for not using it. Danshari is not about emptying your home overnight. It is about starting small. One drawer, one shelf, one item. You can begin today by holding something in your hands. Ask yourself, does this bring me peace? Do I use this? Or am I keeping it out of fear or guilt? If the answer is no, say thank you and let it go. Habit 2. Ma, the power of empty space. Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt at ease? Not because of what was there, but because of what was not. That quiet calm is something the Japanese call ma. It is the intentional use of empty space, not just in design, but in life. In the Western world, we often believe that space must be filled. A bare wall should have art. A pause in conversation must be filled with words. A quiet afternoon should be productive. But Ma teaches something very different. That emptiness is not a flaw. It is a gift. Ma is found in the spaces between. The space between 2 pieces of furniture that lets your eyes rest. The moment of silence between 2 thoughts. The gentle pause before responding. These spaces give us breathing room. They help life feel less rushed, less cluttered. In traditional Japanese homes, Ma can be seen everywhere, the absence of excess, the balance between form and silence, the respect for the quiet. This philosophy can bring incredible peace to our own lives. Ask yourself this: where can you make space in your life? Maybe it is a corner of a room that no longer needs a table. Maybe it is your calendar, removing one unnecessary task. Maybe it is simply choosing not to turn on the television tonight, and instead sitting quietly with a cup of tea. When we create space, we allow clarity to emerge. We begin to hear our own thoughts again, to notice the beauty around us, to rest. You do not need to redesign your home. Just let one area breathe. Let silence speak. That is Ma. Habit 3, Usuji, cleaning as renewal. For many of us, cleaning is just a chore, something we do quickly or put off or feel annoyed by. But what if we saw it differently? In Japan, there is a practice called Usuji. It means big cleaning, but it is not just about tidying up. It is a ritual of renewal. Every December, families across Japan begin the practice of Usuji. They clean their homes, not because they have to, but because they are preparing for a new beginning. It is like wiping the slate clean, removing the dust of the past year and making space for fresh energy. This is not the same as spring cleaning. It is spiritual. It is emotional. It is intentional. When we clean with care, we are not just scrubbing surfaces. We are clearing our minds. We are calming our hearts. We are creating order in the midst of life's chaos. Have you ever felt better after wiping down a countertop? Or after organizing a drawer? That small sense of control, of clarity, of accomplishment, it is powerful. And it is healing. Try this. Choose one small area today. A kitchen counter, a nightstand, a window. Clean it slowly. Feel the cloth in your hands. Breathe deeply. Let it be more than a task. Let it be a reset. Usuji reminds us that our homes reflect our inner world. When we bring care and attention to our space, we bring peace to ourselves. Habit 4. Ichigo Ichi. One moment, one opportunity. There is a saying in Japan, Ichigo Ichi. It means one time, one meeting. The idea is that every moment, every encounter is once in a lifetime. Even if we see the same person every day, each moment is unique and will never happen the same way again. This philosophy is a gentle call to be present, truly present, not just in body, but in heart and mind. In our younger years, life is often a blur. We rush through tasks, we multitask, we think about tomorrow while missing today. But as we grow older, we begin to understand the value of now. And Ichigo Ichi helps us hold on to that. Think about a quiet conversation with someone you love, or sitting by the window watching the rain, or holding a warm cup of coffee in the morning light. These are not just small things. They are precious. They will never happen the same way again. The challenge is to stop rushing, to stop thinking of everything as ordinary, to treat each moment as sacred. The next time you are with a friend, resist the urge to check the time. Look into their eyes, listen, laugh, be there. When you eat your next meal, taste it slowly. When you step outside, notice the light, the air, the sounds. These are the moments that make up a life, and they are worth our full attention. Ichigo Ichie is not about being perfect. It is about being present, and that presence can turn even the simplest moment into something unforgettable. Habit 5. Shokunin. Pride in the everyday. In Japan, the word shokunin describes a craftsperson, someone who dedicates their life to mastering a skill. This could be a potter, a gardener, a sushi chef. But shokunin is more than just a job. It is a mindset. a way of living with purpose, pride, and a quiet kind of discipline. The true shokunin does not just work with their hands, they work with their heart. They do not rush through their tasks to finish. They slow down, pay attention, and give their best every single time. Even if the task seems small, you might think, well, I'm retired now. I'm not building anything. But here is the beautiful truth. The shokunin spirit is not about what you do. It is about how you do it. Folding clothes, watering your plants, writing a letter to a friend. Any one of these can become an act of quiet mastery. Imagine starting your morning by making your bed with care, straightening the corners, smoothing the sheets, and feeling proud of the small order you just created. Or preparing your morning tea slowly, noticing the steam rise, enjoying the warmth in your hands. These are not chores. They are rituals. They are ways of saying, this moment matters. We live in a world that often tells us to move quickly, to check things off a list. But the shokunin way reminds us that excellence comes not from speed, but from presence, and that even the smallest act, when done with attention, can bring deep satisfaction. Studies show that doing small tasks well can improve mood, reduce anxiety, and create a sense of purpose. And at this stage in life, purpose does not have to be grand. It can live in the little things. So, today, pick one ordinary task. Maybe it is sweeping your porch. Maybe it is organizing a drawer. Do it slowly. Do it with your full presence. And feel how it changes you. Because when we treat the everyday with care, life begins to feel sacred again. Habit 6. Wabi-sabi. Embracing imperfection and time. Our world has trained us to seek perfection. Magazines show spotless homes. Advertisements promote flawless skin. Social media highlights only the most polished versions of life. But if we are honest, perfection is not real, and chasing it only leaves us tired. Wabi-sabi, a beautiful concept from Japan, offers a different view. It invites us to see the beauty in what is old, worn, imperfect, and even broken. It reminds us that life is always changing, and that change itself is what makes things beautiful. Look around your home. That old rocking chair with the creaky wood, it has carried years of stories. The photo frame with a little crack in the corner, it has seen laughter, love, and maybe even loss. And your hands, soft, lined, shaped by time, they are not less beautiful. They are more. Wabi-sabi is not about giving up. It is about looking again. Looking with softer eyes, with acceptance, with gentleness. It is about choosing to love the real, rather than longing for the perfect. One of the clearest symbols of wabi-sabi is the Japanese art of kintsugi, repairing broken pottery with gold. Instead of hiding the cracks, the artist fills them with gold lacquer. The result is not a flawless bowl. It is something better. A piece that tells a story. A piece made more beautiful because of what it has been through. The same can be true for you. Your scars, physical or emotional, are not signs of weakness. They are proof of healing. Your age is not something to hide. It is something to honor. You have lived. You have endured. You have grown. Try this. Find something in your home you once saw as damaged or imperfect. A dish, a photograph, a memory. Pause and see it differently. What beauty is there, hidden in plain sight? Wabi-sabi asks us to slow down, to accept the moment as it is, and to find peace, not in perfection, but in what is already here, already enough. Habit 7. Kaizen. The quiet strength of small steps. Change often feels overwhelming. We think of it as something dramatic, something big. Lose 20 pounds, declutter the whole house, start a brand new routine, and because it feels big, we put it off. But in Japan, there is a wiser way. It is called Kaizen. It means continuous improvement, slow, steady, small changes that add up over time. Imagine improving just one tiny thing each day. Drinking a glass of water in the morning, taking a short walk after lunch, tidying one drawer, smiling at a stranger. Alone, these changes seem too small to matter. But over a month, over a year, they become powerful. There is a saying, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Kaizen is that first step, and then the next, and the next, without pressure, without perfection. This habit is especially kind for older adults because it honors your rhythm. It says, you don't have to do everything. Just do one thing better today than yesterday. No stress, no guilt. The secret to Kaizen is consistency, not speed. And when you build the habit of small improvements, you begin to see yourself differently. You feel more capable, more in control, more hopeful. So, how do you begin? Start with one thing. Choose something that feels light, not heavy. Like replacing one sugary snack with a fruit, or waking up 10 minutes earlier for quiet time, or writing down one thing you are grateful for each night. Small changes create new momentum, new confidence, new joy. Remember, your life is not behind you. You are still becoming, still growing. And Kaizen reminds us that transformation doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be gentle and lasting. Habit 8. Shinrin Yoku. Letting nature restore you. There is something about being near trees that calms the mind. Something about the sound of leaves rustling, the smell of earth, the feeling of wind on your skin. It is more than pleasant. It is healing. In Japan, this experience has a name, Shinrin Yoku. It means forest bathing. But you do not need a forest to feel its power. You just need to be in nature, not rushing through it, not talking over it, but really being there, looking, breathing, listening. Studies in Japan have shown that spending even 20 minutes in nature can lower stress hormones, reduce blood pressure, and improve focus. The reason? Trees release natural chemicals called phytoncides that actually boost the immune system. But beyond the science, it just feels good. Think about how you feel after sitting under a tree, or walking by a lake, or planting something in the garden. These moments slow us down. They reconnect us to something older, something steady. Nature does not judge us. It does not hurry. It simply exists, calm, alive, always present. Many older adults find comfort in nature, especially in later years. A walk in the park becomes more than exercise. It becomes prayer. Sitting on the porch becomes a meditation. Watching a bird becomes a reminder that life goes on. Try this. Step outside today, not with a to-do list, but with open senses. Listen to the wind, watch the sky, touch the bark of a tree, breathe deeply. You do not have to go far. A backyard, a balcony, even a window with fresh air. Let yourself be part of the world that is growing, changing, and rooted. Shinrin Yoku is not about doing. It is about being. And in that quiet presence, healing begins. Habit 9. Mottainai. Respecting what you have. In today's fast-paced world, we are constantly encouraged to upgrade, replace, and throw away. A scratch on your phone? Get a new one. A shirt with a small tear? Toss it. Leftovers in the fridge? Forget them. We have slowly been taught that once something is not perfect, it is no longer useful. But in Japanese culture, there is a powerful word that gently pushes back against this wasteful way of life. Mottainai. Motai Nai is more than a word. It is a philosophy rooted in gratitude and respect. It means, what a waste, but not in a scolding way. Rather, it's a gentle reminder to appreciate what we already have and to treat it with care. There are 4 main ideas within Motai Nai. First, reduce. Buy and use only what you truly need. Second, reuse. Find new life in things you already own. Third, recycle. Give old things a new purpose. And finally, and perhaps most importantly, respect. Honor the time, energy, and resources that went into creating everything around you. This habit is deeply meaningful, especially as we age, because as we grow older, we begin to see how quickly time passes. We know what it means to value things, not because they are shiny or new, but because they carry stories. The chair you have sat in for 20 years, the mug that warms your hands every morning, the quilt your mother made. These things are not disposable. They are sacred. Motai Nai invites us to slow down and ask deeper questions before we discard or consume. Can this item be repaired? Can I use it in a different way? Am I buying this because I need it? Or because I am bored, anxious, or following a habit? Living with Motai Nai is also better for the earth. We leave less waste. We consume less. We spend less. But beyond the environmental benefits, it offers something more profound: contentment. When we stop chasing new things, we begin to fall in love with what we already have. Try this today. Before throwing anything away, pause. Could it be fixed? Reused? Given to someone else? And before buying something new, ask yourself if you truly need it, or if there is something at home that already serves that purpose. You might be surprised at how this simple shift changes how you see your belongings and your life. Motai Nai is not about scarcity. It is about honoring abundance. It is about looking at your world and realizing you already have enough. You already are enough. Habit 10. Kansha. Living with daily gratitude. In the heart of Japanese culture is a quiet but powerful word, kansha. It means gratitude. Not the kind you say quickly before a meal or after someone holds the door for you, but a deep daily practice of noticing the blessings all around you and holding them with your heart. Kansha is not about pretending everything is perfect. It is about being thankful even when things are hard. It is about seeing the beauty in the ordinary, the warmth of sunlight on your face, the smell of fresh coffee in the morning, a good conversation, a quiet afternoon nap. These are not just background moments. They are life itself. In Japan, gratitude is woven into daily rituals. Before meals, people say, "Itadakimasu," which means, "I humbly receive." After eating, they say, "Gochisusama," to thank those who made the meal possible. Even objects are honored. Before discarding an old pair of shoes, some people thank them for their service. That level of awareness and appreciation creates a life filled with meaning, not just moments. For older adults, practicing kansha can be deeply healing. As the body changes and life slows down, it is easy to focus on what we have lost. But gratitude gently redirects our attention to what we still have: our wisdom, our memories, the people who care for us, the lessons life has taught us. Studies show that gratitude can improve sleep, boost mood, reduce depression, and even strengthen the immune system. But more than that, it helps us enjoy the time we still have. It brings joy back into the present moment. The best part is, it's simple. You do not need anything fancy to begin, just a notebook or your thoughts. Each evening, try writing down 3 things you're grateful for. They can be small: a cup of tea, a phone call, your favorite song on the radio. Some days might be harder than others, but even on the hard days, there is always something. A breath, a kind word, a warm blanket, do not forget to express that gratitude out loud. Call someone and thank them. Write a short note, or simply close your eyes and whisper thanks. The act of recognizing the good is powerful, but sharing it is even more so. Gratitude is not just a habit, it is a way of life. It says, I see what is here, I honor it, I welcome it, and I let it fill me. In your golden years, Kancha becomes a companion. It walks beside you, quietly reminding you that life in all its imperfections is still a gift. And when you live with gratitude, you begin to see that you have not reached the end. You have arrived at the heart of what matters most. A life of meaning, one gentle step at a time. You've just taken a quiet journey through 10 beautiful habits from Japan, each one a small doorway, not into someone else's life, but into your own. Into a life with more clarity, more calm, more meaning. Maybe you saw yourself in some of these moments. Maybe you felt a little spark, a reminder of something you've always known deep down. That peace is not something we chase. It is something we make, gently, slowly. One breath, one drawer, one moment of gratitude at a time. You don't have to do all 10 habits. You don't need to change your life overnight. Just choose one. One small thing you can do today that brings you closer to the life you truly want. Because the truth is, you're not too old to change. You're not too late to begin. In fact, this moment right here, it might be the perfect time. I would love to know, which of these habits spoke to you the most? What is one thing you're going to try this week? Let me know in the comments below. I read every one, and your words might just inspire someone else. If this video brought you even a little peace, I hope you'll join this community by subscribing. Here on Wise Elders Insight, we create space for reflection, wisdom, and gentle growth. No pressure, just presence. Until next time, take care of your space, your breath, your heart. You deserve a life that feels good to wake up to. And it's never too late to begin again.